He needs to quit demeaning me. He needs to quit, making attacks on me. I mean, you don't do this to your mom.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up cause today's story is raw, real, and downright shocking. We're about to dive into one of the wildest and most tragic family sagas in celebrity history, the toxic bond between Eminem, his brother Nate, and their late mom, Debbie Nelson. From jaw-dropping betrayals to Miss Illegal battles and the strange kind of freedom they ended up finding, this is one crazy ride you don't wanna miss. Let's cut to the chase. Eminem and his brother have been through a roller coaster relationship with their mom for as long as anyone can remember. Now with her passing, there might even be a sense of relief. Yeah, I know, it sounds rough, but sometimes silence is like a breath of fresh air when the pain runs deep. Debbie Nelson, the mom of rap icon Eminem, passed away at 69. A rep told People magazine that she died from complication due to lung cancer. But behind the headline is a story that's way more tangled and heartbreaking than you'd think. Born in 1955 on a military base in Kansas, Debbie's start in life wasn't exactly picture perfect. Growing up in a broken home, she was forced to shoulder responsibilities that no kid should ever have to deal with. According to her 2008 memoir My Son Marshall, My Son Eminem, her parents, Eminem's grandparents, split up before she even turned 10, which pushed her into the role of caretaker as the oldest of 5. By 16, she was married to Marshall Bruce Mathers Jr., and just 2 years later, Eminem was born. That early marriage and the arrival of a new baby set off a chain reaction that would eventually turn her family life into a powder keg of drama. Eminem's never been one to hold back when it comes to his troubled past. He's laid it all out in his music, and nowhere is that more clear than in his track Cleaning Out My Closet. In that song, he doesn't just call out his mom, he completely obliterates her. He accuses her of being a pill addict, of faking illnesses, and of straight up neglect. He raps witnessing your mama popping pills in the kitchen. That line paints a picture of a childhood that was far from normal. But the hurt goes even deeper. Eminem also alleges that his mom emotionally tortured him. In one of the most gut-wrenching parts of the song, he claims she once said, "Remember when Ronnie died and you said you wish it was me?" Imagine hearing that from the one person who was supposed to have your back. It's not just toxic, it's downright soul-crushing. And if that wasn't enough to break your heart, he also paints her as a thief. A person who'd invade his space and snatch away whatever little comfort he had left. In Eminem's eyes, Debbie wasn't just a bad mom, she was the villain who cast a long, dark shadow over his entire life. Before Cleaning Out of My Closet blew up, another track added fuel to this fiery family feud. Eminem's breakout hit, My Name Is, included references to the abuse he suffered at home, and that song marked a turning point. In 1999, Debbie decided she'd had enough and took the unbelievable step of suing her own son for defamation, demanding a jaw-dropping $10 million. The legal drama wrapped up in 2001 with a settlement in which she got $25,000. But after legal fees, she ended up with just $1,600. By then, it looked like there was no saving their already shattered relationship. Debbie quickly became a public spectacle. The woman who sued her own son, the mom Eminem tore apart in his music. No matter where she went, the title Eminem's Terrible Mother followed her like a shadow. And in a twist that's as bitter as it's bizarre, she decided to answer back with a diss track aimed right at her son. Yep, she thought dropping a diss track was the way to settle scores. Talk about taking family drama to a whole new level. Fast forward to 2013, and Eminem took another look at this past with the release of Headlights. In that song, he offered an apology for cleaning out my closet, admitting he'd been unnecessarily harsh and even revealing that he no longer perform the track live. Now this wasn't just an apology to his mom, it was more like him owning up to the deep scars that years of pain had left behind. Even with that gesture, the relationship between Eminem and his mom stayed pretty distant. But then came a surprising moment of public reconciliation. At his induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Debbie stepped into the spotlight to congratulate him in a no-deleted video. In that video, she said, "Marshall, I want to say I couldn't let this day go by without congratulating you."
Yes, I want to say, Marshall, I could not let this day go by without congratulating you on your induction to the Hall of Fame. I love you very much. I knew you'd get there, and it's been a long ride. I'm very, very proud of you.
Some folks found the message touching, but others couldn't shake the eerie vibe. Debbie didn't look well, and the moment felt more unsettling than heartwarming. Soon after, news broke that she was battling a terminal illness. Meanwhile, Eminem stayed laser focused on his craft, music, the stage, and his ever-growing tour schedule. Instead of weighing in on the personal tragedy, he channeled his energy into his international tour. Just days after his mom's passing, he hit up social media with, "Well, if you want shady, that's what I will give you. Middle East 2024 run kicks off this week. Pull up." Not a single word about his mom, just a clear focus on the grind and keeping his fans hyped. His silence says a lot about the deep scars and unresolved issues they shared. While Eminem kept it tight-lipped, his brother Nate wasn't as reserved with his feelings. Nate, who's had his own share of painful memories, expressed his inner turmoil in a brief yet powerful Instagram post. He wrote just 2 words: hatred and mixed emotions. Imagine having your mom pass away and feeling nothing but a raw mix of anger and conflicting emotions. That post sums up the unresolved anguish and bitterness that's haunted their family for years. So who exactly is Nate, and why does he carry this heavy pain too? Nate was born to Debbie and her partner Fred when Eminem was already 13, but his life was even tougher. At just 8 years old, Nate was taken out of Debbie's home and put into foster care because authorities deemed the environment totally unfit. Reports from back then painted a grim picture of a home riddled with severe mental health issues and rampant substance abuse. Teachers even reported signs of malnutrition, poor hygiene, and disturbing emotional distress. In plain terms, it was a dangerous, unstable situation. Eminem was just 20 when he learned about these events, and it hit him hard. In a 2004 Rolling Stone interview, he recalled the heartbreaking day he visited his little brother in foster care. "I watched him when he was in the foster care home. He was so confused, I just cried just going to see him there. The day he was taken away, I was the only one allowed to see him. They had to come and get him out of school. He didn't know what was going on." That moment of helplessness, watching our brother taken away without any clear explanation, cemented Eminem's vow to one day bring Nate back home. And bring him back, he did. Eminem made a promise that if he ever got the means, he'd take Nate out of that hellish environment. At 23, after his career finally took off, Eminem fought hard for full custody and won in 2000. He famously said when he was taken away, "I always said if I ever get in the position to take him, I would take him. I tried to apply for full custody when I was 20, but I didn't have the means." With custody, Nate finally got the stability he'd been denied. Eminem stepped up not only as a protector, but also as the father figure and mentor that Nate so desperately needed. As Nate grew older, he came to see just how deep his brother's commitment ran. In February 2023, Nate sat down on his niece Haley Jade's podcast, Just a Little Shady, where he shared hurtful words about the influence his brother had on him. "He was the best role model I could have ever had. He helped me be the dad that I'm today." Now a dad himself, Nate credits Eminem with teaching him the value of perseverance, family loyalty, and responsibility. Their story is a powerful reminder that even when life seems hellish, family bonds can light the way toward hope and redemption. Despite all the pain, bitter legal battles, and public drama, there's an undeniable undercurrent of resilience in this whole saga. This isn't just another celeb scandal, it's a deep dive into survival, redemption, and the ways we cope with our troubled histories. It forces us to confront some uncomfortable truths about family, abuse, and the scars that linger long after the wounds have closed. Even as Debbie's chapter comes to a close, her legacy remains tangled with the pain and eventual triumph of her sons, a lasting reminder of what was and maybe even a stepping stone toward a brighter, healthier future. At the end, I should say, what do y'all think? Was this a story of redemption amid heartbreak, or just another example of a family haunted by its past? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you dug this deep dive, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next look into the wildest celeb scandals. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, sometimes the toughest battles lead to the most unexpected victories. Catch y'all in the next one.